Imagine going from being the last pick in the draft, dubbed Mr. Irrelevant, to leading a team to the playoffs in just your first season. That's exactly what Brock Purdy accomplished in the 2022 NFL season, shattering expectations and turning skeptics into believers. How did a seventh-round rookie capture the hearts of fans and become a household name virtually overnight? Buckle up, because the story of Brock Purdy is nothing short of extraordinary and will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the NFL. Brock Purdy's journey begins in Queen Creek, Arizona, where he was born into a close-knit family. As the middle child between two siblings, the competitive spirit ran deep in the Purdy household. From an early age, Brock exhibited a natural affinity for sports, especially football. With his father Sean, a former collegiate player, serving as his coach at times, Brock's foundation in the game was laid early on. Growing up, he often found himself on the field, with a football glued to his hands. His passion for the sport was evident. While most kids were outside playing, Brock was working on his passing techniques, trying to perfect the art of the game. His dedication wasn't just a product of talent. It was a fierce desire to prove himself. When Brock entered Perry High School, everything changed. The school was brand new, and with it came the opportunity, an opportunity for him to make history. He became the starting quarterback, leading his team to impressive victories. Despite the heartbreak of back-to-back losses in the state championship games, his performances drew the attention of scouts and fans alike. They saw in him a blend of skill, charisma, and leadership that made him stand out from the crowd. Now, while his high school football career was flourishing, it wasn't without challenges. Brock faced the typical pressures of being a young athlete under the spotlight and the stress that came with expectations. But each obstacle taught him resilience and perseverance, shaping his character and carving out a determined path forward. As Brock entered college recruitment talks, he was not only recognized for his talent, but for the strong work ethic he displayed. As someone who wouldn't shy away from hard work, he carried the hopes of his family and community, always pushing himself to be better. Little did he know that these early experiences were just the beginning of a journey that would take him all the way to the NFL, where he would eventually rewrite the narrative of what it means to overcome the odds. Brock Purdy's high school career was nothing short of spectacular, paving the way for his future in college football. While playing at Perry High School, he earned recognition as one of the top quarterbacks in Arizona. He threw for over 4,400 yards and 57 touchdowns throughout his senior year alone, leading his team to the state playoffs. His performance didn't just earn him a spot in the spotlight. He became Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year and was named to the All-State First Team. However, despite his impressive stats and accolades, Brock faced a surprising challenge in garnering attention from major college programs. In a landscape dominated by leading programs, the offers he received seemed underwhelming and few. Although his talent was undeniable, many Division I schools were hesitant to take a chance on him, opting instead for higher-profile recruits. The recruiting process became a roller coaster for Purdy. High-profile programs like Alabama scouted him, but ultimately passed on offering him a scholarship. Despite being a consensus three-star recruit, he found himself on a path less traveled, ultimately leading to a decision that shocked many in the football world. He chose to commit to Iowa State University, where he believed he could prove the doubters wrong while shaping his destiny in the shadow of bigger names. This decision was pivotal. Brock's journey was set to take a dramatic turn, but the stigma of being an overlooked recruit became fuel for his fire. As he prepared to head to college, he had a point to prove, not just to the critics, but to himself. When Brock Purdy embarked on his college journey at Iowa State, he quickly discovered that the road to success wouldn't be a walk in the park. Arriving as a highly touted recruit, he was immediately met with intense competition for the starting quarterback spot, primarily against someone welcomed as a dual-threat talent, the complete package according to scouts. The pressure mounted, and doubts swirled around whether Purdy could rise to the occasion and take control of the offense. But Brock wasn't one to back down from a challenge. With resilience etched into his character, he dedicated himself to mastering the playbook, honing his skills, and building relationships with his teammates. The grind of late-night study sessions and endless drills became his new normal. Purdy was determined to seize every opportunity that came his way. As fate would have it, the tides turned when injuries sidelined both the starter and the backup. Suddenly, Brock was thrust into the spotlight. With every eye on him, he embraced the moment, channeling his preparation into a performance that left fans buzzing. Just in his first significant game, Purdy dazzled everyone with poise beyond his years, throwing for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. The noise surrounding doubts and expectations faded, replaced by excitement and admiration. Establishing himself as a standout, Purdy's electric performances not only solidified his role, but also began to rally his teammates. His infectious energy sparked new life into the Cyclones' offense. Suddenly, Iowa State wasn't just another school, it was Purdy's field, and he was here to lead them to victory. As the season progressed, the confidence began to bloom, and so did Purdy's relationship with the coaching staff and fans. He became not just a quarterback, but a trailblazer, bringing hope to a program eager to turn the page on mediocrity. With each game, he transformed from an unknown freshman into a household name, showcasing that sometimes the most extraordinary stories come from the most unexpected places. But what lay ahead? How would Brock navigate the high stakes of college football and prepare for the daunting leap to the NFL? Stay tuned, as the best is yet to come. It was week 13 of the NFL season, and the San Francisco 49ers were in desperate need of a spark. Brock Purdy had just been thrust into a position he had only dreamed of, starting quarterback for an NFL powerhouse. With injuries decimating the team's previous signal callers, he was the last man standing. On that fateful Sunday, Purdy faced the Miami Dolphins, a team known for their explosive offense. No one expected him to deliver, but he was ready to prove his doubters wrong. From the very first snap, Purdy demonstrated an impressive calmness that belied his rookie status. His poise in the pocket and decision-making skills shone through. With each play that unfolded, he began to take control, weaving through defenders and showcasing a mix of deep throws and precise short passes. One highlight was a perfectly looped pass to George Kittle for a jaw-dropping touchdown that had fans on the edge of their seats. As the game progressed, it became clear he was not just a placeholder. He was a game-changer. By the time the final whistle blew, Purdy had thrown for over 300 yards, racked up 4 touchdowns, and left his mark on the scoreboard with a convincing 33-17 victory. The moment transformed him from an unknown backup to a confident starter, making headlines across the league. More importantly, it ignited an electric energy in the locker room. His teammates rallied around him. They could sense his passion, and Purdy's unwavering belief inspired them to elevate their level of play. As he walked off the field that day, fans chanted his name, and the media dubbed him the kid who could. This breakout performance didn't just give the 49ers their much-needed boost. It set the stage for the remarkable journey that would follow. With newfound confidence and an undeniable connection to the team, Brock Purdy was ready to take on the challenge of leading a playoff-bound squad. Little did anyone know, this was just the beginning of his fairy tale. As the 2022 NFL Draft approached, many were shocked to see Brock Purdy's name largely absent from mock drafts and speculative discussions. Despite his impressive college career at Iowa State, doubts lingered about his ability to compete at the professional level. As draft day unfolded, he was selected last, earning the notorious title of Mr. Irrelevant by the San Francisco 49ers. This moment should have been a victory, but it came with its own set of challenges and skepticism. Transitioning to the NFL is never easy, even for highly touted quarterbacks, let alone a 7th-round pick. He entered a competitive environment, grappling with the intricate playbook of head coach Kyle Shanahan. The expectations were low, and many viewed him as merely a developmental project, likely relegated to the sideline for the entirety of the season. Yet, with a chip on his shoulder, Purdy was determined to redefine the narratives surrounding him. From day one, he immersed himself in study, absorbing every detail he could from his coaches and veteran teammates. He adapted to the faster-paced game, often spending long hours in the film room to ultimately grasp the nuances of the NFL and master the intricacies of Shanahan's sophisticated offensive schemes. His dedication was palpable, turning heads during practice sessions as he showcased his impressive arm talent, precision, and work ethic. Brock's early days were riddled with adversity. As the presumed third-string quarterback, he watched from the sidelines during games, feeling the urge to prove himself. It was a frustrating position for any eager athlete, and many would have considered throwing in the towel. But not Purdy. He remained patient, knowing his opportunity could come at any moment. His determination was fueled by the naysayers, a constant reminder that he was still overshadowed despite his potential. And what happened next would stun everyone. When the unthinkable happened and the starting quarterbacks fell like dominoes due to injuries, all eyes turned to Brock Purdy. If his story was about to take a breathtaking turn, nobody knew it was because he would soon prove the doubters wrong on the grandest stage of all, the NFL. What transpired next was nothing short of extraordinary. With the pressure intensifying and a fan base waiting with bated breath, Purdy stepped onto the field, clutching the ball with a mix of nerves and determination. It didn't take long for him to silence all critics. In his first start, he showcased remarkable composure, throwing for over 200 yards and scoring multiple touchdowns. His precision passing and strategic decision-making hinted at a maturity beyond his years. But the breakout moment didn't end there. Week after week, Purdy unleashed a series of jaw-dropping performances, leading a high-powered Niners offense that showed no signs of slowing down. With each game, he broke records and defied expectations, gradually transforming from Mr. Irrelevant to a rising superstar with endless potential. Viewers and analysts couldn't help but compare him to some of the franchise's greatest quarterbacks as they marveled at his seamless integration into the league. As he forged connections with key players like Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, the 49ers' offense clicked in ways that left fans and analysts alike in awe. Purdy's uncanny ability to read defenses and adapt mid-play allowed him to orchestrate drives that turned into thrilling touchdowns. And media pundits pressed him on, asking, could he be the spark that propelled the franchise deep into the playoffs? But that wasn't the whole story. Purdy faced verbal jabs from skeptics at every turn, questioning if he could sustain this level of performance. Yet, each time he found himself in a tight spot, he flipped the adversity on its head, responding with game-winning drives and clutch plays that sent shockwaves throughout the league. With every game, he added another layer to his legend. Fans rallied behind their underdog hero, and as the playoffs approached, anticipation reached a fever pitch. Could this rookie guide the Niners to glory? The stakes were high, but nothing seemed impossible for Purdy at this point. His rapid ascent had turned him into a household name, with highlights of his incredible plays constantly cycling on social media. And what happened next would shock everyone. Brock Purdy's playoff debut was nothing short of mesmerizing. As the underdog quarterback thrust into the spotlight, he faced immediate scrutiny, but met every challenge head-on. His first playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks was a test of composure, and he passed with flying colors, throwing for 2 touchdowns and showcasing incredible poise under pressure. Fans and analysts alike were in awe as he led the 49ers to a decisive victory, proving that he was more than just a fluke pick. As the playoffs progressed, Purdy's confidence soared. In the divisional round, he showcased his ability to shine against a tough Dallas Cowboys defense, orchestrating an impressive offensive performance that left spectators stunned. Each throw amplified the narrative of his unlikely rise, moving him further away from the Mr. Irrelevant label that had haunted him since draft day. However, with each game, as the stakes heightened, so did the pressure. But fate can be cruel. In the NFC Championship game, a pivotal moment that could propel the 49ers to the Super Bowl, a fateful play altered the course of everything. Early in the game, Purdy suffered an injury that would change the trajectory of his debut playoffs. Fans watched in disbelief as he exited the field, the weight of expectation palpable in the air. His team's dreams hung by a thread as they struggled without their new star. While it was a heartbreaking ending to a remarkable run, Purdy's tenacity and journey resonated with fans across the league. The moment underscored not just the unpredictability of sports, but also highlighted Purdy's incredible journey. Overcoming the odds, earning the respect of teammates, and igniting hope were feats that would stick with him and his supporters well into the next season. As the dust settled, questions lingered. What would be next for Brock Purdy? How would he bounce back from this setback? The stage was set for a redemption story just waiting to unfold. Despite the abrupt end to his season, Brock Purdy has rewritten the narrative of what it means to be Mr. Irrelevant. His journey from an overlooked high school athlete to a playoff contender has inspired countless fans and aspiring athletes alike. It serves as a powerful reminder that determination, hard work, and seizing the moment can defy all odds. As he rehabs and prepares for the next season, anticipation builds around what he might accomplish. Can he lead the 49ers back into the playoffs and beyond? Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain. Brock Purdy is no longer just a footnote in the NFL draft. He's a name to watch, a future star in the making. So, as we look ahead, let's keep our eyes on this extraordinary quarterback and his unfolding story. Will he continue to surprise us? The next chapter promises to be just as thrilling.